Socialist lawmaker offers her Queens district for migrants, then goes silent. So she went silent because she realized she realized that her constituents are going to go off on her once they find out that she offered up her district for these illegal immigrants. They're starting to find out. I think lawmakers are starting to find out that they no longer, leftists in particularly, they're starting to find out that they no longer have the people behind them because their policies are finally come home to roost, and people are living, living in their policy. They're living in their policy basically, and people are starting to find out that these are some terrible policies. So now you're hearing from leftists that are talking about build the wall, finish completing the wall, and the illegals got to go. They're starting to sound like a lot of us Trumpsters. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Lawmakers are facing escalating tensions regarding how to address the migrant crisis in the city, with the Queens Socialist offering her district as a potential location for new migrant shelters during the contentious Zoom call. Since April 2022, over 100,000 migrants have arrived in New York City, and this influx continues at a rate of 10,000 per month. Jessica Gonzalez Rojas, representing a district that stretches from Ditmars to Jackson Heights, made this proposition on August 24th during a heated Zoom meeting organized by the mayor's office to coordinate migrant efforts among city and state lawmakers. Now, the dispute primarily revolves around the issue of shelter capacity, with moderate and conservative lawmakers asserting that the city's longstanding right to shelter policy cannot sustain an unlimited migrant influx. In response to the offer, Staten Island Republican Councilman David Carr retorted in a Zoom group chat that, quote, "You can take all the new shelters then." Gonzalez Rojas replied, "I'd be happy to." I'm laughing because I think after it came out of her mouth, she wished she could grab that and pull it back in because she realized what she said. But during the tense Zoom call with Republican lawmakers, Carr expressed his intention to follow up with Tiffany Raspberry, the director of intergovernmental and external affairs for Mayor Adams, to discuss the best way to proceed with Gonzalez Rojas' proposal. So he's calling her out on it, saying, "Okay, all right, let's see about that." However, Gonzalez Rojas did not respond to Carr's attempts at communication. Carr expressed frustration, stating that left-leaning individuals often fail to follow through on their promises. Because, of course, they just say whatever sounds good. They try to show that they have this bleeding heart, but when it comes to putting this stuff into action, there's crickets. And when contacted by the New York Post, Gonzalez Rojas stood by her offer, emphasizing Queens' historical commitment to serving and supporting immigrant populations. And Staten Island GOP Councilman David Carr is working with the city to explore Gonzalez Rojas' idea, despite facing pressure to oppose a city plan to establish a new shelter in a former Catholic school within his northern Staten Island district. This plan has triggered strong opposition from his constituents and even sparked calls for Staten Island secession from the city. And that's big, big news that they're not even really, you don't really hear mainstream media reporting on that. But a recent court decision issued a temporary restraining order against the shelter, which Carr views as just the initial step in their ongoing legal battle. He asserted that he and his colleagues will persist in fighting this matter in court, and that the restraining order demonstrates the strength of their arguments on behalf of Staten Islanders. And again, we're living in Biden's America now, where we have since he's been in office, literally we have more illegal immigrants coming into this country than some countries altogether, some countries' total population. And it's ridiculous that he's allowing this to happen. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.